So we are using the oval. Again, I'm going to use the same 10 holes that I did earlier. I know, focus, right? Thanks, Chris, for setting me straight there. So I have preloaded my board. At the top, you'll see 2 holes right at the top, and a number 1 and a number 2. So you can see that there's lines going around. That is the first circumference, and then the second one. It's just easy if you're teaching and stuff that you can tell people, okay, so we're gonna put this zip tie in hole 1 to hole 1.5. And the 1 is in the middle. Hi, Annette, I have to talk to you. We might be taking a transatlantic to Southampton. Anyways, so the 1, I'm starting at the top. The 1 is in between this zip tie, all right? Then we're skipping the next set of holes. So I'm going towards the right, and then I'm going to the inner, down and up with my zip tie, okay? And then skipping again, the outer, skip, inner, skip, outer, all the way around. And we're only using 10 zip ties, alrighty? Okay, here we go. And we're gonna put, like I said earlier, with the 12-inch signs, you can, there's a hole at the top and the bottom of the sign. You can use those if you want. I did it to the sides today, and I am going to do it exactly like I did this afternoon because it turned out fabulous. So I'm just kind of lining up these holes with just one of the lines on my mat just to center it a bit. Like I said, this is a kit, so everything I'm using you'll get in the kit, except I'm adding a few. I might be adding some of this black. I have this huge 50-yard roll, and if you're just beginning your wreathing path, a good staple is to have a good big roll of like a 1.5-inch royal burlap ribbon of black, okay? You'll see a lot of people use black. Black really pops the colors of everything. We carry this and the 7/8 inch in the 25 yards, but we do have the 50 yards in all kinds of colors. So, and they're not expensive. So your best bang for your buck is for solid colors is to grab a 50-yard roll of normal solid colors. So I would grab like black, white, yellow, maybe a lime green for the spring and summer coming up, okay? This black roll is RC 50002, and it's pretty much a staple in my craft room. I think it's like $8 for this whole big roll. So it's pretty handy to have the staple colors of just a solid 1.5, okay? So I'm rolling back. This is the cable mount. I'm rolling it back off the actual mount itself. We are getting cable mounts that do not have any of this adhesive stuff on it. Hopefully it'll be here soon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue in your kit. You get a couple pieces of felt, and the cable mounts seem to stick better when you glue them to the felt. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting some hot glue on the back of this felt piece. Now I cut this in half, and in the kit you do get the felt piece, and I'm putting it in the middle. So the top and bottom hole are here and here, and then I'm just putting my felt piece going this way because this is where I'm going to put the cable mounts, okay? Well, the cruise we were looking at, that it ends in Southampton. It's a transatlantic. But it goes to Portugal and Paris, France. So I don't know. I don't know. It's May 1st, and I know we're so busy in May, so I don't know. I hate the fact that we don't have a trip planned yet. So I literally work just to go on vacation. That is, and then when I don't have a vacation planned, I feel like I'm not working for anything. So, all right, so I have my felt on there. Thank you, Tina Kelly. And again, I'm going to use what's ever left in my super glue here. This is just a Gorilla super glue gel. It works really well, but I'm almost out. But you can use DAP. Unfortunately, DAP is not available in Canada, but E6000 works as well quite nicely. And then I'm going to take I have Gorilla glue sticks in my glue gun. I'm just going to go through around the outside of my cable mount. So the inner part will glue my cable mount permanently. We're going to press nice and hard with our anything but your finger, so in case the glue comes up, you don't want to burn yourself. And then the outer with the hot glue glues it temporarily. Well, I shouldn't say temporarily, it's really good glue, but so we can put the sign on right away. Hi, Lorraine. Alrighty. And that is what you do. Hi, Dean Lewis. How are you, doll? Okay, we're going to put this to the side now and let it dry. And by the time, and when you store your glue, make sure you store it upside down. So I'm getting every last drop out of this. And I have it in my little holder thing that Jackie Blewett made me upside down. That way I don't have to keep waiting for the glue to come down to the bottom. All right, putting that to the side. And now we're going to cut our mesh. Now, I've already cut my mesh. You're going to cut your mesh. You need 10 pieces, 10. Hi, Barb from Maryland. We're going to cut 10 pieces at 35 inches. Hi, Patricia from Buffalo, New York. So this is the end of my mesh. It's not quite 35, but I do have my 10 pieces already. Okay, so you need 10 pieces of the mesh. This is just a white matte foil mesh. Nothing fancy, because like the previous wreath, we're probably not even going to see very much of the mesh at all. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to take your mesh. Once you cut it all, I just grab something with a little bit of weight, put it at the end of my mesh. Now, I'm not going to be using this piece, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And I'm just going to ruffle it right up the center. Okay, so I have it curled down, which means when I let go of it, the curl is going down. Okay, the factory finished edges are on the left and right hand side. Okay, and I'm going to pinch it right at the bottom here. When you pinch it at the beginning, you want to make sure that your cut edge is facing towards the table. Okay, and then we're just going to keep pinching it right up the center. Drag with your Peter pointer and your thumb right up the center. Now, you won't want to do this on a tablecloth, obviously, because you're going to catch your tablecloth in your ruffle. And then when you finish, you want to have your last pinch that the mesh will be facing towards the table again. Okay, and then you get this cute little ruffle kind of thing. This is an extra piece. So I'll just put this to the side. So you're going to do that 10 times. Now you can do it and put it onto your board as you're ruffling it. To save time, I have ruffled mine already, and I just put little clips on it. Ruffle in a zigzag pattern. I don't know, Renee, I think it might look funny. You'll have some mesh sticking out. I probably wouldn't recommend it. You can try it. You know, anything's worth trying. But try it with some mesh that you're not going to use in a project or something. Okay, so when you ruffle it, you're going to pinch it in the middle. There's our cut edge. It's going to be facing down towards the table, right? And I'm going to put this right on top of my number 1. So there's a number 1 in between here, because that's where we're starting. This is the top. And we are going to just go around the mesh and pull it tight. And cut off the zip tie. So you make kind of a flat ruffle. And then again, like I said earlier, we're going to skip this one and we're going to go in this one. So I'm going outer hole, inner hole, outer hole, inner hole. We don't want that. That was the old piece. So you should have a little bit extra, because technically if you divide 10 into 360, which is how many yards are on the roll, it'll come up at 36 inches. So I do 35. I like to err on the side of caution. And I do have a little bit left. Okay, so I'm just kind of pushing this, putting the center of the mesh on top, and we're just building our base. And the oval, my friends, the oval is so pretty on a front door, and you honestly don't use, you use about the same amount of supplies. Well, I shouldn't say the same. I'm almost the same as you would a ring board, and it's so much bigger. Our base, okay, nice big fluffy ruffles. Nothing crazy or too fancy. Alrighty. So like today, we're using a dusty rose. Where's our sign? The ribbons match beautifully. Can't reach. Can't reach. Like my pajamas. There's the dusty rose in it and polka dots. So we're using a dusty rose 2.5 inch. Look how perfect it matches the sign. And this beautiful 1.5 inch Swiss dot, black and white, with a lace trim. Now this lace is not on the outside, it's on the inside, which is nice. And it's got a really, really nice serged edge on the ribbon. This is a really, really nice ribbon, okay? And I think I might add a few pieces of the black that I showed you guys earlier. Just every other one. And you also get this beautiful greenery. Now look how cute this greenery is. You do get 3 of these bushes. I've already cut 2. I'm not sure what they're called, but they have these little pink spiky, let's see if I can zoom down a bit, little pink spiky flower things on it with these little white, I don't know, pods or whatever, and like a fern base on it. Really, really pretty. Matches nicely with our sign and everything, and it'll just add a little hint of green in there. And what I did is there's 5 stems on here. I'm just cutting them right off. And we can trim it as we're going. I don't know what they're called, but we're going to use them. And like I said, if you get the kit, you do get 3 of the bushes in there. And you get the whole roll of both ribbons as well. 10 pieces at 16 inches of each of the ribbons. Okay, so I'm using my measure buddy. So from here to here, when you don't open it, it's 8 inches. And then you can open it into 1-inch increments. Number 1 opens all the way to 14. We need 16 inches. So number 2, I'm going to open it and click it into place where it says the 16. Okay. There is 20 inches you can do with the measure buddy. So that's great for yarn, like for gnomes and horses and stuff like that. And I think I need 4. 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 4. 4 more pieces of your ribbon at 16 inches. Now, if you don't have a measure buddy or something to measure, you can use your cutting mat, all right, and cut it at 16 inches, or you can use a fabric ruler, like the one I have taped to my table. Just run it along the base of the ruler, take your scissors, and you can do this for your mesh as well. If you don't have a cutting mat and a rotary cutter, just get one of these cheapy fabric measuring tapes at the dollar store. I think they come in a 3-pack. And tape it to your table and just cut them. You just cut your ribbons in your mesh. All right, I need 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. Now for this wreath, you're not going to worry about wood burning your mesh or anything. With this ruffle that we did, the cut edge is facing downwards, so you're not going to see any frays. And you probably won't see much mesh either, since we're going to put all these ribbons on. Alright, so I've dovetailed the ends, so you just fold it horizontally, cut on the folded bias here to the outer corner, and it'll give you that V-shaped or dovetail. Okay? So you need 10 of these and 10 of the Dusty Rose. And then I'm folding them in half. Hi, Mary Lou. That's okay. We're waiting for you. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm folding them in half. And then I've already done my Dusty Rose ones. However, I didn't do a very good job on the dovetail here. And then I'm making my little ribbon packets. So I'm just putting my 1.5 inch into the 2.5 inch and have them ready to go. Alrighty. So we've cut our greenery, we've cut our ribbon, our mesh is on the board, our sign is ready to go. Let's start putting this together. Oh, I've cut 5 of the black that I just showed you guys earlier of the 50-yard roll. I just cut 5 just black ones. I wanted to add a little bit more black into my design. You don't have to, obviously, but if you have some black, like I said, it's a good idea to have a little staple of some main solid colors. Hi, Angie. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down and up with another zip tie over top of the zip tie that I put the mesh with the mesh. Okay, so we're starting at the top. Alrighty, you see my zip tie. Well, maybe not because I have white mesh, but it's just right over top. You flip it over. I'm going over top of every zip tie that I already put in. So you're going to use 20 zip ties, which is not bad. You get a bag of 100. So I'm going to take one of my ribbon packets and I'm going to add one of the pieces of black. I don't know why I felt it needed a little bit more black, but we'll see how it looks. The solid black doesn't come in with the kit, but I wanted to see what it did look like with a little bit more black. So I've laid the black and the white over top of the Dusty Rose. All the centers where they were folded are lined up, and I'm going to pinch this ribbon right up the center, and I'm going to flip it up. Just like that. Put this center where you've pinched and flipped it right on the center and come around with that zip tie. Hi, Tessie. How are you? All right, and then we're going to put some greenery. Now, you have 12 pieces. I'm not sure. No, you have 15 pieces. So I'll probably put the top, I'm going to put 2 pieces because you definitely see the top a lot more than any of the other places. So I'm putting just the bottom of the stem of the greenery. So you have the fern on top, you have the little pink bally things at the bottom or at the top there, and I have the ferns kind of over top, and I'm going to stick it in the zip tie just like that. I'm going to put 2, and you want to open them up and make sure they're spread out nicely. Ooh, wedding dress shopping. Awesome. And then this one I'm going on the other side and I'm crossing it, and it's just kind of going underneath the mesh. And then once you have it in there, everything's in, pull it nice and tight. And we're going to cut off the zip tie. I'm going to hit it with just a little bit of glue, kind of right over the 2 greenery that's crisscrossed and the zip tie. All right, I'm just going to leave that for now. And then we're going to go to the next one. Again with another zip tie. Down and up. Keep it open. She said yes to the dress. Awesome. And we're going to use just the Dusty Rose and the white. And this time I'm putting the white and black one down on the bottom where the top of the ribbon is going right through the middle of the Dusty Rose one, and I'm going to scrunch it in the center, and when I flip it this time the Dusty Rose 2.5 inch is in the center and the white and black is on the outside. Okay, put it right on top of your zip tie, come around, and I'm going to put a piece of greenery. Just stick it in to the zip tie. And again, I'm doing this upside down for you guys so you can see. Just like that. And once it's in there, pull the zip tie tight. So you don't have to put a little bit of glue on there, but I do. Because why not, right? So if somebody grabs the wreath and grabs the piece of greenery, it's not going to slide out of the zip tie. And then once it's dry, we'll just move it over. So you're going to do 10 of these. I use Gorilla Hot Glue, Tessie. You can get these long ones on Amazon, and that's where I order them from. So I always use Gorilla Hot Glue sticks. I really like them. Take another packet. And again, I'm going to put just one piece of this black. And I call this stepping the ribbon because it's kind of stepping it up. But if you flip it up the same way every time, you don't have to remember, you know, which ribbon you put in the inside and which one you put on the outside. Yes, I am putting zip ties over the previous ones. Yes, ma'am. So we're just using 20 zip ties. And then again, we're going to put, now when I stick the greenery bottom stem in there, I'm putting it through the zip tie, but it's kind of going underneath the mesh there. I don't have very much light here. Hold on. What's going on with my lights? There, that's a little better. All right, pull that tight. Clip it off, and we're gonna put a little bit of glue. I'm just going right over top of the green and the zip tie. And then once we're done, we'll move everything into its proper place. Kind of like we did today. But today we used pearls and greenery, and it turned out beautiful. Hi, Tina Steffler. Thanks for watching. Hi, Renee. Yes, if anybody has any questions, Tina Kelly, what you could probably see, she works for Unique in the Creek, and she's the knower of everything. So if you have any questions, if she does answer you, it's more than likely the right answer because she does know, like I said, everything, and she does work for us. So again, I'm going opposite. So this one, the white is on the inner, the Dusty Rosen's on the outer. We're gonna zoom this bit. And this one, I'm doing the Dusty Rose on the inner and the white on the outer. And again, trust the process, right? I just did 2 on the top, yes, because the top does get, you see the top a lot more than anywhere else. I guess I could probably put some, we're right in the middle, going this way of the wreath right now. I could put 2 here, which I think I will do. Like I said, we have 15 pieces to work with. Now I won't do it for the bottom because I'm going to put a bow over there and you really won't see it, so we don't want to waste it. And you want to make sure you don't want to have your stem pushing on your mesh. We want it under the mesh. There we go. And you can add different greeneries. You'll see I'm going to add a few little flowers afterwards that will just glue into the mesh. But you can add whatever you want into your zip ties. Oh boy, got 2 lives again tomorrow. Nope, we did 10 pieces at 35 inches and we skipped holes. Now, if you don't want to do yours like this, like I'm doing, you can go to our YouTube channel, which this replay, when it's done, will be housed there. Just go under the oval board and you'll see many different ways I've done an oval. So if you don't like the way I'm doing this one, you can check out the YouTube channel and just look at the pictures that are attached to the tutorials and find one you like. Oh, you don't have to send stars, Tess. I don't even know what to do with the stars. So we're going to come back and fix our ribbons and our greenery, everything. We'll just get it in. Get our sign on. So this is the bottom center. Over here is where we're going to put our bow. To save on ribbon, you can skip this next one that we're going to do. Because you really won't see the tails. Same with the greenery. So I'm not going to put any greenery at this bottom here because you really won't see it because I am putting the bow there. So I'm just going to put the tails. I am going to put tails here. Like I said, you don't have to, but just in case you can see them, at least there's something there. And I already have them cut, so. But I'm not going to waste any black on there. I'm just going to put yeah, another romantic. They're very pretty. All right. Now we'll continue more with the greenery. So we have extra that we can put in with the bow. We'll do that funky thing at the top that I did today. I really liked that. We did that up opposite the bow. That turned out really pretty. All right, we're going to do some greenery and the black again. Whew, I'm going to be pooped after this week. I have 2 lives again tomorrow. One in the VIP group and then one on here again. Okay, so the next one is the center of, oh, wait a second. Where did I put the double? I put the double right here. So I'm going to put 2 pieces of the greenery into this one again, just like I did over that one. If it looks like I'm struggling, it's just because I'm doing this upside down. Can't really see, but I want you guys to be able to see, so. Almost done there. The VIP group, consists of myself, Michelle from Monkey's Creations, and Andrea Brown from Ranch House Wreaths. So Dre specializes in florals and centerpieces. I specialize obviously in Unique in the Creek boards, and Michelle specializes in everything wacky. So it's called the Can-Am VIP group. And we also have the guest designers in there every Friday. We do chit chat, we do wreath critique. It's a lot of fun. So we're in there. There's pretty much always someone in there doing a live. So if you want to check it out, I think we might have the $10 for the first month thing still going. I'm not sure, but we did have a $10 for the first month to join to try it out. It's canamvipconnection.com. So all the info is in there. Trust me, it's fun. You can ask anybody on here. It gets a little bit crazy. I know my pajamas match my wreath. Doesn't everybody wear pajamas that match their wreath? Thanks, Tina. Yeah, I haven't made the event yet, Jude's. I was too busy shopping at Costco today after my live. How did I? Oh, because I did down there. Okay. Last one. Well, it's almost 9 o'clock, Lynn, so I'm in my pajamas by 6. This is my uniform. Pajamas are my uniform. I live for my pajamas. Okay, so we're gonna put a funky bow thing there. We're gonna put a big loopy bow down here. The sign is gonna be here. So I'm gonna add, you will see this over here. So I am gonna add 2 here. Two pieces. You'd have to put your wreath on your head if you matched. It's a Saturday night. I literally have no life. Me and my husband, we live for just watching, reality shows. That's what we live for. Traveling and watching reality shows. Story of my life. All right. We are done with that part. We're going to put our sign on before I start fixing any kinds of ribbons or the greenery or anything. We're going to put our sign on. It does match me. Okay, so I'm going to put my sign, I'm going to flip it over. This is the direct center of the oval. I'm going to put my pipe cleaner in this hole to the inner, and this hole to the inner. Okay, I was going to try it a different way, but that's not going to work. So you just kind of move the mesh out of the way. You can see the holes once you move your mesh. And I'm going to go through that mesh right there. To the outside of the board. Now you want to kind of move your ruffles so you do see your ruffles. So once we get our sign on, we will move the ruffles before we totally secure our sign. Okay, once you got it through, give it a twist. Don't do it tight because we have to do the other side still. in. I'm just doing the exact same as I did this afternoon, so I loved the way the one this afternoon turned out, so why fix when it's not broke, right? Another one in here. Down. This is the worst part of doing a wreath, is the actual putting the sign on. All right, give it a twist in the back there. Tuck some of this mesh in. So we do have like this spot here, and I'll show you what we're gonna do to that spot. We haven't moved our greenery and all that stuff yet. We will. So I'm just moving some of the ruffles from behind this, underneath the sign. You want to leave some under there so the sign has something to sit on. So you just pull a little bit up. There we go. Try to keep the cut edge under and just pull up the factory edge from underneath. And that looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to flip this over and tighten my pipe cleaners. And you don't want it too tight. We don't want to squish. There we go. Alrighty, now I can pull the greenery to the center of the ribbons. Kind of like to do all that at the end anyways, but we will, they're all wired, so we're gonna do, I don't want this big piece sticking out here. Check the cut edges. So you want to pull the greenery to the center and just kind of open it up. Remember, it's zip tied in there and it's glued, so don't be worried about pulling it all out. We can fix our ribbons right now, but we'll be fixing them again, so we'll just leave it. I'm just going to pull the greenery for now to the center. We're going to put a bow right here and one over here. So we won't see this right here, just the tails. Just kind of tuck that mesh under. We just want a little bit of mesh coming up around the sign. Like I said, we're going to have this covered up. Alrighty, that's good for now. Alrighty, that's looks good to me for now. We'll play with it more. We're gonna make a bow. So this is what we got so far. I'm loving the colors. So I'm gonna make a bow for here, and we're gonna make this funky thing up here, cover this area up. We do have some green still left, and we can incorporate into the bow or into our funky thing here. I am going to use this bow maker. This is the Design Pro one. I need a drink. Yeah, we still have kits left. They're not all sold out. So far I know the Spring Bunny one is sold out, and the Welcome with the Daisy and the Wheelbarrow is sold out. Okay, so I'm making a bow. I'm going to do the 654 321 like I did this afternoon. So it's 654 321. 6 is the inches for the first one, and 3, we're going to do 3 loops. And this is Michelle's from Monkey's Creations recipe. And then 5 inches, 2 loops, and then 4 inches at 1 loop. Okay, so we got our black and white. Where did my Dusty Rose one go? Oh, there it was on the floor. Now, if you don't want to make a big loopy bow, you can just make, maybe I'll make one that's not, has tons of tails, like big tails. I think I'll make a terry bow. Yeah, let's make a terry bow. So I'm gonna get some of this black that I had. That, and I can incorporate, I have some of this Swiss dot. Yeah, all right, let's try this out. So I am going to do a 6-inch tail. Now this doesn't need to be 7-inch tail, 7-inch. There's not a good or a bad side on this ribbon. Actually, I think I'm going to start with the black. Yeah, the black. The black. Okay, I'm starting with this black Swiss dot. So you're going to put your ribbon into the center of your bow maker, give it a half twist, and I'm doing the first tail is a 7-inch piece. I don't have very much left on this, so it's just an extra. And I'm going to do 6-inch loop, just one. Hopefully I have enough. So these are perfect for ribbons just like this, where you only have a little bit left on the roll that you can and just incorporate just a little bit into your bow. So one loop, 6 inches, the other loop, 6 inches. This tail is 7 inches, and I'll cut this tail 7 inches. There we go. So we got one loop on each side and one tail this way and one tail that way. Alrighty, and now I'm going to come in with this Dusty Rose and do the same thing. This time I'm going to have the tail. There's the one tail. I'm going to have this tail going this way. You make most of your bows like this? Oh, I didn't know that, Judes. Okay, I'm going to do 6-inch. One loop, And it's, if you do have extra ribbons, this is a great bow, like I said, to use that little bit of ribbon left. But when you put a little bit, like say this ribbon, I haven't used it in the wreath, so this will make the actual bow pop a little bit better, because you can see it, because it stands out, because I haven't used this in anywhere else in the wreath. So again, there's the tails, the loops, tails, loops. And then I'm going to come in with just a black. Do this straight. Now this one you don't have to do that half twist, because it's the same on both sides. So when you do the half twist, it's because you're making the bad, not the bad side, but yeah, the bad side, the non-printed side up. And then I'm going to add this very pretty last one. So I've done them all, the tails at 7 inches. Okay, and then the loops at 6. And again, great way to use some scraps, and I'll show you another way too when we do this. Well, I don't even know what it's called. It's probably not even called anything, but I did it this afternoon and it works out perfect, and I'll show you. It's kind of like this, but there's no loops. It's very easy. All right. That's my bow. So if you want to make a long loopy bow with tails and everything, just watch the replay from this afternoon, because I did it like that this afternoon. So I'm going to take a zip tie, take one of my pipe cleaners that you get in your kit for your bow. I'm taking this whole thing right off the bow maker. Now, if you don't have a bow maker, we do sell them in our store. I have to see if we have any left. But there's lots of tutorials where you can learn how to make a hand bow. I suck at them, so I wouldn't even attempt to teach you guys how to make a hand bow. Thanks, Jude. I am going to incorporate some of this. So I'm going to take some of my green. And now that I have my zip tie in there and around, I'm going to put some of this, the end of this green, into the zip tie there. And this one, same thing. I'm just going to lift this up and crisscross it. One going up, one going down. And we're going to flip this around to the back. And you probably haven't seen anybody make bows like this. This is Laurie style. And then I pull everything nice and tight with my zip tie. And then you're going to cut this off, and we can attach the bow with our pipe cleaner. And I'm just going to lift this up because we got lots of the stem here. Just clip that off. Do the same thing on this side, clip that off. All right, so we got some greenery incorporated into our bow. And then I'm going to dovetail the tails. Okay, oh, this one. Oh, thank you. I'm not a great bow maker, so for you guys to say that it's a nice bow, thank you. I'm getting better. Everything takes practice, no matter what. So if you give up, then you won't get good at it. Because trust me, I sucked big time. I couldn't. I have every bow maker known on this planet, and I still couldn't make a bow for the life of me. So it's just practice. the more you make it. Take some old ribbon that you may not use in a wreath, and just practice. That's all it is, like everything else in this world. This is going to be a stunning bow. Look at that. Right, Robin? I am busy. Well, because last night I had to postpone because of the storm we had. So I didn't want to get behind, so I did the live earlier. All right, so there is our one bow. Now I'm going to do another one for the top, and it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm just going to put this to the side. We don't need the bow maker. So if you don't have a bow maker, you can make it like I'm going to do the next one. Okay, so I'm going to take these ribbons again. Not this one because we don't have any left. However, I do have a 1.5 inch in it, so we're going to use that. Oh wait, I have pieces here. How long are these? 12 inches. I might as well incorporate them. I got 2 pieces of this. Let's use it. Why not? Okay, so I'm going to cut just one at 14 inches. Cut a piece of these ones are 12. I'm going to cut one 14. Let's cut 2 or 1? There's 1. Let's cut 2 at 14 inches. Now, like I said, you can do this like I'm going to, instead of the bow, instead of this, you could make one like this and just make 2 of them. So I'm just cutting strips of ribbon at 14 inches, okay? Yeah, the bow maker is a really good investment if you plan on making more wreaths. However, if you're not, if you don't want to make more wreaths or we can't buy, some of the tools, there's other ways. You don't have to, use the expensive tools if you don't want. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece, and then I'm going to take this piece, and we're just going to kind of cross it, and then I'll take this piece again, and I'll take a white, we'll just go straight across. This is that 1.5 inch, and then we'll take another white this way. Yeah, that looks good. Probably can add more. Probably should add one more piece of the rose. Let's put a rose. I don't know, somewhere in there. That looks good. Whatever. There we go. It's kind of crisscrossing all over the place. I'm going to take another zip tie. Oh, I have no more gray pipe cleaners? What the what? Hold, please. I gotta find another gray one. Here we go. I'm going to put the zip tie, I'm going to slip it right under here where all the X's are. Pinch this right up the center, kind of like that. You didn't miss me, Paula. I'm right here. I'm going to flip this over like we did the bow and stick my pipe cleaner. And let's pull that tight. We actually have lots of affiliates. I don't know anybody in affiliate that's watching. All right, now I'm gonna dovetail all these. And this is gonna fill in that blank spot that we had up at the top. So like I said, if you don't have a bow maker, you can make 2 of these. Put one at the top, and we're gonna kitty corner to this one. There's one side, we'll do the other side. VIPs, remember to use your code, your special code for the kits that you got. And if you forgot to use your code when you ordered the kits, just email info and Tanya and Tina will get you all fixed up. So yes, in the VIP group too, we do giveaways. We do all kinds of stuff. We're doing Shula-palooza at the end of this month. I have to design a shoe. Like, what the heck? Like a centerpiece shoe. They make me do crazy things. Last month I had to do a rose blindfolded. Like, what the what? All right, let's get this. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna put this bow. We're gonna put it right here. Oh, look how pretty that is. We are putting it right here, and then this funky thing we're gonna put totally opposite over here. And this is just, you know, little pieces of ribbon. I'm just gonna take my pipe cleaner. And again, wade my way through the mesh here to find my holes. There we go. I see one. Now you guys can't see them, but you can see them fairly well when you're doing this. Oh, look how pretty. All right, you're gonna just pull it until you feel some resistance. All right, and give it a twist in the back there. All right, and then we're gonna kind of pull these apart. I like a little bit of my bow going over top of my sign. And like I said, if you want to make a loopy bow, you can. This works as well. You don't use as much ribbon. Ooh, this is spiffy. Give it a yank. Get those loops and tails going opposite directions. And that is a terry bow. It's loops and tails. So that's why I didn't worry too much about that area with the greenery and stuff like that. I'm glad I did put the tails in because you can see them here. And And this is what I was talking about with my kids, because they're jerks. They'll go around and they'll smush up all my ribbon tails. And they think it's funny because I'll stand there for like 10 minutes fixing them. Yes, kids are jerks, but I love them. All right, there's the bottom. Isn't that great? Look at that. I made that. And then I'm going to put this funky one right directly over here, kitty corner to this bow. And you can actually, so there's where I put the one bow. We're just going to go directly over here somewhere. It's kitty corner. I'm just going to go down. See the holes. One. And there's the second one. Now you could, we have enough ribbon that you could have did another terry bow for up here if you wanted. I just thought I would change it up. And we're gonna go and pull, once you got it in there, pull these ribbons. Give them a yank. Put a few of them kind of over the sign. So you're gonna take your fingers like this, your scissor fingers, and kind of pull so it kind of gives it that nice curl like that. See how that went nicely? Perfect. So you can still read the sign, but it's so nice when you have just a few little ribbons kind of going over, right? And again, you'll play with these stupid ribbon tails forever. Once you get it on the door, then if you don't have jerk or asshole kids like me, your wreath will be fine. Yeah, I love my kids. They're just jerks sometimes. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that great? All right, I do have some florals here. Look at this thing. I must have used it somewhere. It's got glue all over it. That looks so pretty. I'm just going to actually, this is just a hydrangea head. I don't know what I tried to use it for before. It's because it's got glue all over it. But I think I'm going to just put it right there. And I have one more of these left, which I'm just going to stick into the mesh. And if you all follow me, you know I'm not a floral person, so, but you can add just a few here and there. So I just stuck that into the mesh. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue where I've stuck it into the mesh, so it stays there. So you can add, just like adding a little bit more ribbon, you can add a couple more florals. I'm just going to add this one hydrangea head kind of right there. Kind of matches everything. Matchy matchy. I want to see that. It is pretty gorgeous, isn't it? I did good today. All right, I'm trying to get some of this glue off. I don't know what the heck I used it for, but it was in my bin, my floral bin. But it matches perfectly. It's got a little bit of glitter on it. It's very pretty. Kind of push the stem of it through the mesh. I know, right? It's the perfect color. I have this other bush too. It has like pinks and nice, but I don't think I need anything else except for just this one head. We have the green that we use throughout. Just one piece coming down over here. We finished wiggling this into the mesh. You want to get it in there, so once you get it in there, you can just hit it with some hot glue. I think I'm having problems because it's got that big glob of glue on it. It doesn't want to go through. There, I got it. I think. Got it. I think. And then I'm going to pump some glue right where it's gone through all that mesh there. And there we go. We got a full looking wreath. And that is why we don't use really, really good mesh, because you hardly see any of the mesh. No, the solid black ribbon and the hydrangeas don't come in the kit. They're just little extras I want to show you guys. If you have stuff at home, you can add to your kits. You don't want to cover up the little bird. Alrighty. We're going to put a hanger on it and we're going to call it done. Everything's in there. Good. Move around the greenery. Perfect. Isn't that gorge? Gorge. All right. So what you're going to do with these extra ribbon or pipe cleaners, stick them back down the holes so you clean up the back of your wreath. And if you're selling this, you're also going to put your business card or a sticker on the back of this so that when they're ready for their summer one or their Christmas one, they know who to contact. Especially if you're selling them at craft shows and stuff, because people will not remember who they bought it from. Alrighty, and we're going to put a zip tie here to hang our wreath, and we'll be done. There we go. This one doesn't want to go down. There we go. I want to keep everything nice and neat. And then we're going to, the two holes right up at the top, I'm just going to go down one, come back up the other, do this up till a little bit, you hear some zipping. Cut the tail off, and we have a hanger. And there's our wreath. I wrecked my bow already. And there we go. I have to fix all the tails again. But there we go. There we go, my friends. Beautiful. Matches my pajamas. We're matching. A beautiful, another beautiful, elegant wreath on the oval board. we are looking at how many inches? About 30 inches. 30 inches long and about 20 inches wide by the time you do the end of your tails and stuff like that. All right, my friends, that's it. That is your kit for Home Tweet Home. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Saturday night. I'm going to go find my husband and see what the heck he's doing. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. There we go. This is beautiful, actually. This is a great spring wreath. Actually, it's throughout the whole year. Home Tweet Home. It's not spring, it's not summer, it's just an everyday pretty, pretty wreath. All right, my friends, I'm going. I will see you guys tomorrow. VIPs, I will be on at 2 o'clock. And then I will be on at 4 o'clock here on YouTube and Facebook. We will be doing the Welcome Spring Daisy one. I think I'm going to do the chain petal. I might do the chain petal. We'll see. Anyways, thank you guys. I'm glad you like it. But like I said, if you don't like it, you can do yours any way you want. Like I said, you can do the bow different, like I did this afternoon. It's totally up to you. You can do one like this, put it down there. You can add some florals. You can add more. You can add whatever you want. It's quite easy. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.